Today I'm going to do a different version of a video that I was supposed to do some time ago for you. It was during, especially for those living in East Australia, I think it's, or just Australia in general. It was about the Lunar Eclipse, something like that. The cards that came up and the messages that our ancestors and spirit and angel and God and everyone wants us to know is this. There was a card that came up, and it's this card here, and it was talking about the path that humanity is going to go in is changing, and we're here and our destination is here, but there's going to be a big interruption. So these interruptions, so many things are going to happen. We just have to put up with, deal with, do our best, be good to each other and all that kind of stuff during these things. And at the end of the day, money is not, but human beings are real. So policies aside, just make sure the humans get taken care of. So there's going to be a lot of changes happening. Our destination should eventually be reached. This can take how long it takes. You know, you can't. This reading is going to go for quite a while, like for a number of years to come. For these years that where we are here now, and the next couple of tomorrow, and the next number of years. It covers a lot. It covers a big period in humanity. So what's needed, as I said, is tolerance, humanity, love, purity, how we are with everything and each other. And I mean everything, like even that, with everything. Another card that came up, which is unusual for me, when it was, it's not that unusual when I think about it, because I know what the advantages are, but the Fire Guardian card came up. So that means the angels that deal with fire, passion, igniting things, in yourself and in other things, like ideas, and it was about lovemaking. Now, many of you are single or don't have someone, and I'm not talking about quickies and things like that. I mean, that doesn't mean someone that is, you have to be married or anything or need a permanent partner. It's about when you are with someone, it needs to be done with love and beautifully. And it's a big area, because then some people like being tortured, but that's not what it's about. It's the pleasure and the beautifulness that you get out of it, including for those of you who have partners and are married or whatever. The love that you feel when you make love, you need to send that out. You need to bless and send that out out into the world for others to enjoy. Not to enjoy what you're doing, but an explosion of atomic energy happens when people are loving each other, or pleasuring each other. And that joy and enjoyment and all those things that are happening, that is really needed now. It was a card, a big card it was just the main topic. Everyone who can and was able to need to make love properly, love, purity, and send those blessings out to everyone and everything out there. That energy that happens from that, it needs to be sent. You need to bless others with the joy. And because people are so private and quiet, yes, you know what I'm talking about, and they kind of stick to themselves in some form or fashion, or they tie religious meanings to these things, that doesn't get sent out. it actually makes it worse for the world, including your own life, in areas you might not even know that's happening. So that's not good. What you need to do is send it out before you start. So, you know, it's just like, you know, it's just like a split in your mind. You don't have to go phew, like I do. You don't have to physically send that out. You can just, it's just an 2 seconds acknowledgement that you're sending this blessing to everyone where they are not sharing in something like what you are sharing. Every time you are, and it's not just for lovemaking, but the lovemaking card came up. Every time you are experiencing something joy and beautiful, you need to send that out to the world. Say thank you and send that out to the world so that others can do the same. And that's where a corrective process happens in humanity, is when we send these loving joys that we feel out there. You know, that's how energy works and how it works in our favor. When we start to collect things and limit, only this person can do this and this person can like that, that's when fucked up energy comes into the scene and it gets spread out into the world. You know, hatred and oppression and limitation and all that, they're very powerful feelings. They make it out there. They make it out there. You want that, you keep feeling that and thinking that, you do it. You may as well turn the video off now, and I'll talk to the people who want good things to happen. And one of the cards was, the messages was the Four of Pentacles. So it's a person holding on to golden coins with stars on them. This was about greed and economy, and how we have all these riches around us, but we're not rich for having them. In a way, we're not connecting with what we need to connect when we have riches. You know, riches are to better and share, and well, we need to actually get rid of economy. We need to change, we think, of commerce and economy and what that exchange of money and currency and products and items means for us. That does not have a place in the future. The thing that is, and that has to take precedence now, is humanity, human beings, and the world that they live in, which is nature. These have to be at the front of the steps, of the paths. Whatever we do has to revolve around those types of helpful type of topics. So we need to go ahead with consideration. For example, they're trying to say that you are rich, but you are not using your riches to enrich humanity. You know, it's not focused, it's on others, it's focused on the self and having more and building a bigger house and having a bigger car and going to the moon. Honestly, going to the moon is not going to do you any good if you're just going to do the same thing there that you did here. And it was asking to work with the heart when you deal with commerce and things like that. Work with the heart, work from the heart. So this is for those richer people. Think with spirit. Think with spirit when you use all your riches or whatever you want to do with with things like that. And you're walking on your richness, but you're lonely. Your soul has nowhere to go, has nothing to do or contribute. We need to, as a human society, connect not with the riches and the beauty that we're looking for and how we're going to look in front of others when we go out. It's going to be with what we can give of ourselves. whatever form that is, what we can give of ourselves to help, you know, the person next to us or across the room, just make life a little bit easier and better for them. These are the little energy things that help, you know, everyone and everything. You know, it's kind of like when you pay for something at a restaurant, and you know, you might not have had the best service or anything, but you can see that the person behind the counter is probably struggling or something, or they're busy, or you know, they're trying their best, or they're probably not, they're probably crap, but you're buying a drink. You know, give them that extra $1. Don't be so tied in, oh, you overcharged me, blah blah blah. You know, when you pay for something, oh yeah, keep the change. Just say keep the change. You know, unless you're on your last cent, you know, of course, you're not going to do something like that. But for everyone, you know, who can afford to lose $1 here, $1 there, most of us can, this day and age, especially in these countries. Do it. Don't worry about the change. So keep the change. Send it as a blessing for the service that you got. You know, you're only paying for that drink, for example, or that meal. What about the atmosphere and the scenery and the opportunity that they've given you to go out? So this is the example that I want you to think of, this example in other areas and other things. That's what this card is about. Sorry for the long explanations, but there's so much involved and there's so much information that needs to get out. I keep hearing people say, oh, you know, people, they lose attention after 1 minute or 30 seconds or whatever. You know, well, that's their bad luck. They're the ones turning off the light on the light. They're the ones turning it off. They're the ones not, you know, doing what they should. That's their loss, and yes, it will trickle out into the rest of the world, but yeah, try not to do it, even if you sometimes do it by accidentally. Try and finish, you know, when you're trying to finish it. Lovely out here, like it's not as hot as it was before. One of the other cards was the hourglass, and that was that time is irrelevant, so to speak. You know, everything is on this time and that time. You need to be a little bit relaxed with your time, and the time that you take where you have to wait and you're stopping and delayed, take that time to rest and just collect yourself back. You know, step back and take that as a time out, as just an opportunity to breathe and reset. You know, whatever's happening, just use that as a reset time. You know, okay, I'm gonna reset now, and whatever I thought or I felt, you know, I'm gonna reset it. I'm gonna tame it up and all this kind of stuff. Things might take more longer than you think that they will. We need to be okay with that. We need to not be so restrictive that time limits and things like that is going to need to start being fluid. Alright, the next card. Alright, then we have the fear card, so which was connected to the last card, which was Spirit Keeper of the East. Now, the fear card, our entire world is constructed of fear. If you want, send me a message and I'll explain to you the many ways how that topic or whatever you said is based on fear. I can't do it all in this video, it'll take a long time. So many things. Let me just say for now, most of the actions that you are doing have fear behind them. And that's at the bottom of everything. You say, oh no, but I'm doing this because of jealousy, or I'm doing this because of lack, or I'm doing this because of whatever. There is fear behind most of those topics when you look into them properly. So everything is fear-based, but in that fear, there's the light. There's a light, and humanity is in the middle of that light. The humanity's growth and upgrade and evolution is in the middle of that darkness and the fear. Human-made, all human-made darkness and fear. We need to stop being so fearful, start being open, recognize how many ways and things we are fear-based. Think and analyze the things that you do or actions, and anything got to do with fear. So these are some of the these cards cover some of the big topics that are happening and that are going to be helpful to all of us. You know, this isn't a pointing finger type of thing. Sit with that fear, like I did within another video where I described a process of me going through some kind of a change. And allow that fear. Okay, allow to feel that fear, and then this can be, you know, you can do this, you know, for a minute every day, maybe 2 minutes. Allow that fear, and you know, don't fight the fear. Just let it happen. Let your fear feeling happen, and see what happens. Said, okay, I'm not fighting the fear now. I'm ready to feel you. I'm ready to recognize you and deal with you and help you and whatever. Try this exercise every day with anything that you might feel or you might not, but just try that exercise every day for a couple of minutes in the shower, about to go to bed, and hopefully you'll receive that same type of, you should feel it starting to disappear. Change the topic with yourself and then go back to it, and then say, I can't feel that fear as much anymore. And if we all did this, if we all practice these type of little things, you know, in humanity, you know, different ages and all this kind of stuff, things would be happening differently for us and better in so many ways. We can make heaven on earth what we need to create heaven on earth in our behavior, because we have not been doing that. But anyway, the light, don't worry, because the light is in that fear. The light is in that fear. See the light in the middle? And there's the light of the moon, which points to the moon that recently, the eclipse that we had, which points to this card, Spirit Keeper of the East, and there's the light. And even that beautiful forest is there. That's all of us, those people, all of us. And those mountains are proud and glowy, you know, there's no fear here. The light is shining. So, you know, we need to cooperate, or how should I say, we need to intervene with that light and be of the light. Things will be better if we take care of these few key issues. Be the light, act of light in your actions, in everything. Act from light and love. You know, it doesn't take much to do it, and policies and rules and all this kind of stuff, they're just made so people try not to take advantage of things. They're not here to torture us and put us in a box and say, no, you have to do it because that's what this says. That's the fear. And that's not even real. That doesn't exist. It's all made up. Policies are made up. All of those rules are made up. The laws are made up. Everything is made up. Even your Bibles and all of that, and the Qurans and all that, they're all made up. They don't appear in the light, in the air. Whereas life, look, this is here. This is light. I'm light. You can see me. See the light here? There's light here. There's light here. There's light there on my tongue. Did you see that? Show you the light on my ass as well. This is light, and this is live. This is live. This is real life. This is where we all need to be interacting and together, not segregated. Oh no, we do this way, we do this that way. Fine, but you can still work together. What can you do together to make this, you know, a better place for everyone? You know, everyone around you is your research. Everyone and everything around you is your research. Don't treat each other like, oh no, they're not going to be accepted by God, and the religious book says this about you, and blah blah blah. No. That's back in the fear, and that's the energy that you don't want. That's the energy that we're living in now, and we have been living in. Where is their wars? Which countries are they in? What religions do they follow? So with the hourglass card, it means time is irrelevant. It'll take as long as it takes. Don't rush things. That when we slow down and that fear and the mind racing happens, that's a problem you're allowing and accepting. It's not a real thing. If you allow that feeling to come through just like before, allow it, accept it, don't fight it, you find, and you change the subject and then come back to it and do it again, you'll find that it doesn't feel so bad, and you can start to concentrate more better. The relaxed card and the moon, it's the same as the other card that I got, which is the embrace card. So concentrate on things around you. Don't worry about what's happening somewhere else too much. Concentrate on the things, and this is for everyone. Concentrate on what's happening around you and in you as well, you for yourself. Lie down or sit back in the corner of the couch and embrace yourself. Dream, feel, love where you've come from and where you are now, and that you are here, and your blessing for one is that you've got this opportunity to embrace yourself and just focus on feeling nice for a few minutes, half an hour maybe, you know. If you're not at home on the couch, maybe in the car or somewhere quiet, just be nurturing to yourself. And that's the same with that new moon card. The message that I got from that was allow rest to happen. Things will be taken care of. It's a process, it's a time thing. Things will be taken care of. Don't worry about it. It's okay to stop and rest and slow down. It is time to just sometimes just close your eyes and be okay. And have faith that things are going to be taken care of. And to remember that you're not the one making all the decisions. Just because you think you are. Don't be fooled. You don't know how busy our ancestors sometimes are, but the angels and the archangels, you don't know how busy they are. But for them, you know, they can do a lot of things at one time and all that kind of stuff. So you think you're making all the decisions, but they're helping you carry things out. Good and bad. They're not judgmental. They will take you as far as you want to be taken. And you think, oh yeah, let's go, great. Yeah. It's not always what you think it is. Even if you think you know what the process is and the steps and what's happening. It's not always, like everything is linked to something. Everything is linked. So that's the message for the next decades. You know, if things improve, like quicker or something, you know, if people start to do things well and right, it doesn't have to be decades. It could happen quicker. That's what I'm trying to say to everyone. It can be beautiful now. The more steps we take to that beautifulness, the better things will be for us here. Because I don't care who you talk to. I don't care who's got a beautiful life and they manifest whatever they want to manifest. There's a lot of pain and suffering here that does not need to be here. There's a lot of crap that is happening around you. And it would involve you in some way. If you go out onto the street, you're already involved in the crap that took the materials for that road to be made, to bring it for you to just to walk on it and to use it. You've already invested in it. But have you sent blessing of thanks for that street? So I just went on the street, I didn't use it. You can't use something that's not yours, can you? Would you pay for that street? What about the materials and the people that it took to bring everything or get everything together, even the raw materials, and bring them to you and make that street happen? So we're all involved. We're all involved. And that is the reading that was done months ago, which I redid now out of the top of my head and just by the feelings that are coming through. Hopefully you'll remember all that content. If not, just go back to that card. The most important card I think was the fee card, and ignite your passions. If you don't have a lover, ignite your passions in other ways until one comes, until there's one is provided. And yeah, for all you others, pray that everyone else gets the lover that they want. Pray that everyone will have and has, including yourself. Even if you're taken, fine. You don't know what magic can happen when everyone has one that, you know, that the right lover, the right love. If they are interested, if they're not, you know, fine, so be it. But for everyone, you know, if you've married, maybe you could probably wait till both of you find that person. But the energy, and you know, can you imagine though, if you say, oh, you know what, love, I found the right person for me, and I know we get along and everything, but this is so magical, and I'm blessing every minute, and you found your love, the true love, whatever, and you're, you know, sending beautiful blessings out there. What a lovely way to exist. And people cooperate, people interoperate, and beautiful things happen, and they last, you know, till we need to finish our mission here and go to heaven, whatever. Alright.